Biography of Kaduna Nzeogwu. Patrick Kaduna Nzeogwu was born on the 26th of February 1937 in Kaduna and died in a mysterious circumstance on the 29th of July 1967 in Nsukka sector during the Nigerian Civil War. He was a Nigerian military officer who played a leading role in the January 15, 1966 military coup, an event that derailed Nigeria's nascent democracy and introduced military rule to Nigeria. Nzeogwu was born in the northern region's capital of Kaduna to Igbo immigrant parents from the Midwestern region, Upper Nam Tam, near Asaba in the present-day Anioma Delta State. He attended St. Joseph's Catholic Primary School in Kaduna for his elementary education, and for his secondary education, he attended the competitive St. John's College in Kaduna, where he became close friends with Christian Anofuru. In March 1957, Nzeogwu enlisted as an officer cadet in the Nigerian Regiment of the West African Frontier Force and proceeded on a 6-month preliminary training in Ghana, then Gold Coast. He completed his training in Ghana by October 1957 and proceeded to the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, where he was commissioned as an infantry officer in 1959. He later went for a platoon officer's course in Haiti and a platoon commander's course in Warminster. On his return to Nigeria in May 1960, Nzeogwu was posted to the 4th Battalion in Enugu, where Major Agun Irusi was the second in command under a British officer. He was later posted to the 5th Battalion in Kaduna, where he became friends with Olusegun Obasanjo. His Hausa colleagues in the Nigerian army gave him the name Kaduna because of his affinity with the town. After serving in the Congo in 1961, Nzeogwu was assigned as a training officer at the Army Training Depot in Zaria for about 6 months before getting posted to Lagos to head the military intelligence section at the Army headquarters, where he was the first Nigerian officer. The forerunner of the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, NAIC, was the Field Security Section (FSS) of the Royal Nigerian Army, which was established on the 1st of November 1962 with Captain P.G. Harrington. The FSS was essentially a security organization whose function included vetting of Nigerian Army, document security, and counterintelligence. Major Nzeogwu was the first Nigerian officer to hold that appointment from November 1962 to 1964. As a military intelligence officer, he took part in the treasonable felony investigation of Obafemi Awolowo and other Action Group party members. According to Olusegun Obasanjo, Chukwuma had some scathing remarks to make about Nigeria's national security and about those who were being investigated. Obasanjo said if he had his way, his treatment of the whole case would have been different. Nzeogwu reportedly stepped on toes of army officers in his capacity as a military intelligence officer and even clashed with the Minister of State for the Army, Ibrahim Taku Galadima, also known as Galadima Bida. Consequently, he was posted to the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna, where he became the chief instructor. In the early hours of January 15, 1966, Nzeogwu led a group of soldiers on a supposedly military exercise and led them to attack the official residence of the Premier of the North, Sir Ahmadu Bello, in a bloody coup that saw the murder of the premiers of northern and western Nigeria. The Prime Minister, a federal minister, 2 regional premiers, and top army officers from the northern and western regions of the country were brutally murdered. The premier of the eastern region, the Igbo president of federation, and the Igbo army chief were the only notable survivors. Major Nzeogwu had started his preparation by organizing 2-day night exercise Damisa, which meant Operation Tiger, to avail soldiers new to fighting techniques. The exercise was approved by the authorities of the 1st Brigade headquarters, apparently unaware of the real intentions of Major Nzeogwu, and the brigade major, Major Amphos Keshi, had sent circulars to all units operating under the brigade to contribute troops towards the success of the exercise. By the time Major Keshi realized Exercise Damisa was actually a military rebellion, it was too late to counter the operation. Nzeogwu's knowledge of the northern part of the country contributed in no small measure to the success of the revolution in the northern Nigeria. According to a Nigerian Police Special Branch report, Nzeogwu executed at least 4 army and 4 police security personnel, including one of the men on his team, Sergeant Daramola Oyegoke. Nzeogwu also participated in the execution of Colonel Ralph Shodende, his superior officer at the Nigerian Military Training College, and is reported to have shot him indiscriminately after fleeing women and children. After waiting for the early morning announcement from Major Adewale Ademoyega in Lagos, which couldn't hit the airwaves, following the failure of the coup in Lagos, Major Nzeogwu made an mid-afternoon announcement declaring martial law in northern Nigeria same day. Following the announcement from Kaduna and information that Nzeogwu was gathering forces to attack Lagos, which was a huge possibility at that time, Commander of the Army, Major General Aguiyi sent emissaries led by a man Major Nzeogwu heavily respected, Lieutenant Colonel Conrad Nwawo, to Kaduna to negotiate peace talks with Major Nzeogwu and a possible surrender. Major Nzeogwu gave some conditions which General Nruzi agreed, and Nzeogwu was later arrested in Lagos on January 18, 1966, contrary to agreements earlier reached between Nzeogwu and Nruzi. On May 30, 1967, Biafra declared its independence from Nigeria. This was spurred by the incessant killing of Igbos in the northern Nigeria and the refusal of the then military head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, to mobilize security personnel to stop the killings. Nzeogwu was released from close observation and asked to go into battle on the side of the Biafrans. On July 29, 1967, Nzeogwu, who had been promoted to the rank of a Biafran lieutenant colonel, was trapped in an ambush near Nsukka while conducting a night reconnaissance operation against federal troops of the 21st Battalion under Captain Mohammed Unowa Bushishi. He was killed in action and his corpse was later identified. After the defeat of Biafra and the end of the war, orders were given by the head of the Nigerian government, Major General Yakubu Gowon, for him to be buried at the military cemetery in Kaduna with full military honors.